In our previous example, we have used this code and we have created one structure, and we have created, whenever we have created this structure, we have created this user defined variable which is struct student, right? So struct student was the user defined variable that we have created during the structure example. Now whenever we had to create the variable of this data type, we had to use this type of code. That is, first you have to write the data type, then you have to write the variable name. Like here we have written the data type integer int, and this is the variable name I. So for this is the data type, that is a struct student, and this is the variable of array type, that is a stu, inside the third bracket size underscore max. Obviously, if you want to create any more data type variable of this data type, then what you have to write, struct student, say student1. Okay, so that means what, every time you have to write this complex data type name. Now instead of writing this complex data type name every time, you can use one particular keyword that is known as Typedef. For using this Typedef, what you have to do, you have to write here Typedef, and before this semicolon you have to give a name. So let us give a name, say xy. Okay, now instead of writing struct student, you can just write xy. So here this struct student, you can delete this and you can write here xy. This struct student, you can delete this and you can write xy. That will do. Okay, so that means why this typedef is used? Typedef is used to rename the existing data type. So here our existing data type was struct student and we are renaming it with xy. Okay, so instead of writing struct student, the full data type name, you can just write or type xy over here. You can just type xy over here. Now we have already run this particular code in our earlier example, and here also again we will try to run this code. So for running this code, we are giving this build and run, and as you can see, it has completed with 0 warning and 0 error, and it is running fully. It is asking your entering the name of the student. You can enter the name of the student, then it will ask enter the roll number and continue like the earlier example. So we are not continuing the example because we have already seen it in our earlier example. So guys, if you want to use a very handy name for your structure, then you can easily use typedef like this, typedef before the structure name, and here you have to write the alias name or whatever name you would like to use. Here we have used xy, you can write anything of your choice.